Well, I used to travel with them, travel to the games. We had what we call a booster association, and we traveled everywhere they went in football for 30 years. We went all out in Texas, Chicago, Indiana, all those different places where we played. We were right there with them. So we've been supporting them up until all the people that I was associated with, they died out, And I think right now, I might be the only living athlete that's still alive. All of my teammates died.
Tell me about when you were 11 years old in your sort of first official job.
Well, when I was 11 years old, I used to, we didn't have any golf courses and anything like that, and I had a golf club, and I would go on the campus over there. It had a big old campus, and I would go on the campus, and out in the front of it, it had a big wide field, and I would go out there and practice hitting the golf ball. And then when they started their practice for football, I would go up there and watch them. So they decided that I was there every day. They made me into the water boy. And that's why I connected with Clark University, Clark College, and Clark Atlanta University.
How exciting is this of what this team is doing this year?
It's very exciting. I played a very important part in this. When I went over there in 1988 as the athletic director, we did not have, people just don't understand this, we didn't have the facilities. We only had 4 buildings over there in 1940, and no place to practice. We always had to go off the campus to practice. Did not have a home game because we always was a visitor. And so that was a motivating factor for us. And people used to say to us that, how in the world you all keep these teams rolling like you do and winning and you don't have any facilities? But the only thing we would say is that we were motivated. I remember those words coming from the fans. And we were so together and that the administration of the school got behind us. And so when that happened, we was excited about that because we really needed the support. And the games that we played in these small gymnasiums were always packed. The football field was, stadium was loaded. We played games out at Ponce de Leon Ballpark. And we used to play Marsh Brown and Florida A&M, all those schools out there. And we have something like 30,000 people in our games. And that was exciting. And we played Florida A&M back here one year, my last year. No, the second year. We played them for the conference championship. It always reminds me of that with this. And we lost it on the last play of the game. And we had 30,000 people out there watching us. And that was exciting. And for this team to come up like we did with 0-10 and 1-10, it was very impressive to us. And we all were excited when we decided that when we found out that we were going to play for the championship. And I called my friends that I've connected with to tell them about this, and they got excited too. So the excitement around here now is very high.
All right, game is Saturday. Is anything going to stop you from being in front of that TV?
Nothing. I'll be right there watching them, as I did throughout the year. And I would always call and send the coaches a text after the game expressing my feelings about what kind of job they were doing. And I know that they appreciated that.
How exciting is it that they're on TV now? That is very, very.
Well, streaming did a great job for us because we used to get pretty good publicity when we had our own newspaper, which was the Atlanta Daily World. But the Constitution never did put too much in the paper about us. And we had the Pittsburgh Courier, which was a national paper for us. We got publicity from that. Chicago Defender, we got it from that. But other than that, the Atlanta Daily World, our source of people being able to follow us through the news media.
But here's the game's going to be on ESPN, so that's going to a gazillion eyes.
Yeah, see this is a nationwide thing here, and that's what's so important about it. And our kids deserve this because they really worked hard to get where they are today.
Well, they call you Tweet.
Well, that was the name they gave me when I was playing basketball and running track over there. I was a quarter miler in track, and I was a center on the basketball team. And we had a guy on the team, his name was Bird. And he was a little guy, short guy, and they called him Bird. And they looked at my legs and they said, boy, you got some little legs. I said, yeah. He said, we can't call you Bird, can we? I said, no. They said, well, we got a Bird over here already, so we're going to call you Tweet. And that's how that name came about. And that's all that people know now. Sometimes I forget that my name is Raymond. It's been called like that all through my life as a school principal, teacher, and all of that.
How proud are you to be part of the Clark Atlanta family and history?
This has been my life at Clark. My whole life started at this school. My family married my sweetheart on the campus, that was on the campus. I had about approximately 12 or 14 family members or more to get their degree from Clark. And had some close friends. I used to just direct kids from the high school that I was working in to get an education there. So I always was an integral part of the university and the college.
Well, I could tell a 10-minute story on you on TV. I only wish I could. So, all right. Nick's going to get a little video of you kind of describing this wall of fame you have here over here.
Okay.
So we'll get a little video of that.
Okay.
And stories are, we've got 2 stories on today about...
As you pointed out, and tell me.
Okay, on this wall here is things that I have done in life, and you can see that I have these pictures. My nephew put that together for me. He left off the track, couldn't get the track on there, but I was a 3-letter man at Clark College for those 4 years I was there. And this picture here is my son, who was killed in an automobile accident. And he was an outstanding basketball player there, and he passed away. And that's what you see here. And the one over here is my plaque that we put together. So we just put them together to compare them, that let people know that we were there. And our responsibility that we had, and we had it, it was all about basketball with him. And he was 6'7", and was an outstanding basketball player there. And over here, you see on the wall, these are plaques, and these are Hall of Fame that I'm in. I'm in the Sports Hall of Fame for the Extra Point Club, which was in Atlanta University Center. And here you see the Hall of Fame for the Mid-East Athletic Conference, and also the Hall of Fame for the SIAC, and that's the conference that we are in now. And up here on this side here, these are just some things that I received there. This picture here is a Hall of Fame picture for people been inducted, and I'm on that picture. And you can see the other awards that we received from the City of Atlanta, from the state, and from other organizations around the Atlanta.
It's going to school there, and all of this that's here on the wall and stuff. Aside from family, are these some of the happiest memories you have?
Oh yeah, when I put this together, my daughter and I, we worked hard to put this together, and the room is not big enough really because I have some other things too. So I could look back at that, that I had a pretty good life and lived a pretty good life, I think. And I think that was an inspiration to my kids. I had 3 boys and a girl, and they would always bring kids in the house when I was at the old house where I lived, and they would come in there and look at this, and you'd be surprised how they were marveling over it. And so I was happy to do that because you always try to inspire others, and is the thing that I tried to do.
So many accomplishments. Wow. I'm curious